Hooray for Hollywood. My precious. Oh, hello there. I am Stan the Movie Man, and this is my review of Star Trek Beyond. It stars Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Simon Pegg, Anton Yelchin, John Cho, Zoe Saldana, Karl Urban, Idris Elba, and Sofia Boutella, to name just a few. It is the continuing mission of the Starship Enterprise. They've been on their 5-year mission now for about 3 years, and Captain Kirk, played by Chris Pine, is feeling a little trapped. Life on board the Enterprise has gotten somewhat mundane, and he's looking at taking a position on a brand new starbase called Franklin. He would be a vice admiral. At the same time, Mr. Spock, played by Zachary Quinto, is considering leaving Starfleet and going to New Vulcan. He is thinking that perhaps his relationship with Uhura, played by Zoe Saldana, needs to come to an end. He needs to go to be with his people and help create more people. And, that's part of what's going on board the ship. But while they're at Starbase Franklin, they are sent on a rescue mission into a nebula where they will not be able to contact the Starbase or anyone else outside of it for help. They're going to rescue the crew of a ship that crashed on this planet. And when they enter the nebula and get through an asteroid field, they're attacked by this giant swarm of small ships that literally tear Enterprise apart. Captain Kirk orders them to abandon ship, and these little ships are grabbing onto the escape pods that the crew is in. When some of them do make it to the planet's surface, and Mr. Scott, played by Simon Pegg, runs into an alien named Jayla, played by Sofia Boutella, whose family was killed by the people who do the swarm, who control this swarm of little ships that she calls bees. The movie is about how the crew works in these small separated pairs and sometimes alone to come back together and defeat the person who attacked them, a guy named Krall, played by Idris Elba, and also to stop his plans to destroy the Federation. Now, this whole series of films, starting with the 2009 reboot, while I've enjoyed all of them, they're not really Star Trek. Even back to the films of the original crew, they're mostly summer blockbuster action pictures. You're not going to have your City on the Edge of Forever film, or your Let That Be Your Last Battlefield film, or A Taste of Armageddon film, or anything like that. They've got to be action-packed. They've got to move, and they've got to blow a bunch of stuff up, and they do that in Star Trek Beyond. And it's a very enjoyable film. Actually, of the 3 reboot films, this one is the best. It moves quickly, even though it's 2 hours long. It has a lot of humor in it. The fact that the main crew is broken up into these smaller pairs. Spock and McCoy, played by Karl Urban, are forced to work together, even though they have this sort of combative relationship. It's clear that they are truly friends. Kirk is with Chekhov, played for the last time by the late Anton Yelchin, and Sulu and Uhura are together. Sulu, of course, John Cho, and it works well with this unique dynamic of them split apart. Now I realize that's a pretty common thing for films like this with a large ensemble cast to do, is split them up, and then the stories about how they come back together. But this one seems to flow better and work better, and it has an interesting twist in it that, granted, if you saw the one of the last online releases of a promo or trailer, they give the twist away, kind of, but it isn't that well explained. And actually, if the movie has a weakness, it's Crawl's motivation for what he wants to do. It really is never laid out in the film why he has this animosity towards the Federation. And even when it is explained eventually, it still doesn't quite make sense. But overall, the film is significantly better than Into Darkness, and I think holds together better and tells a better story than the original 2009 film. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. And that's why I'm giving Star Trek Beyond 5 stars. Go to StanTheMovieMan.com to read my complete review. You can also follow me on Twitter @MovieManStan and send emails to me, StanTheMovieMan @Comcast.net. Till next time, toodles.